I guess, yeah, professionally, then I started to join and play with bands and so on, etc. But before that, we had a family choir. It has always been there. I was a little girl with my mother and the family, and yeah, and I was always singing. Well, basically, it's just Erna Chimu and band. Yeah, it's a group of guys. As I told you earlier, I joined my brother's band, Shemietu. It's a reggae band, and I was a backing vocalist for over maybe 25, over half a decade. For that band, later I started co-writing songs, and when I wanted to go solo, it was one of those moments that my brothers decided that I should get a band of my own. So they decided they were just going to give me one shot, and has been my backing band for my very first show, which was at the Icon Festival back then in 2005. And while I was performing, I saw people, the crowd, people coming up to me, and I really get scared. And from there on, there were guys, the musicians, and they told me that they understand the type of music I do, and they would really love to join. And from there on, it was really difficult because two of the guys are French speaking. It was really difficult to communicate since English was now the medium for us to use, and they were just speaking French. But we communicated, and somehow until this day we stuck with one another. So it has been now 13 years ago. We've recorded 2 albums, and yeah, and now this is our third song. We're still going strong. Anybody that has been doing and singing in their mother tongue, anybody that has been feeling comfortable yet making us move, whether we don't understand. So it would be locally, it would be the likes of Ahue, it would be the Shemietu, it would be Setsan and the Mighty Dreads, it would be Raslando, Rashihama, Tunaki, yeah, the type of people that, yeah, really moves me. It's people that sings traditional music, people that really manage to make another person really still feel that you can relate to that song, yeah. My personals that I've worked with so far, it would be Elamoto, it would be Ahue, it would be Raslando, and currently Sempatola, Sally, Boss Madam, and then Rashi Amana. Currently we are listening to something. One memorable one that I have traveled to, I think, was during the World Rugby Cup in UK, Leicester. So I think what was so fascinating about the performance was you find people crying during my performance. You find people crying, people relating, even though they didn't understand. And the laugh, the warmth that I felt, it's unforgettable. It's, I think it's one of those memorable moments that you just feel that you connect with the audience. That's what I love about it. Being named female artist, best female artist of the year 2014, and I think I had a standing ovation of people applauding me, everybody being happy for me. I think that's one of my career moments, my highlights, and it just gives me that platform whereby so many people really got to know the existence of Erna Chimu. Internationally, it would be most definitely Salif Keita, it would be Kajanin, it would be Dobet Nahore, it would be, and if somebody is dead, I think, if she wasn't dead yet, then maybe it would be Mama Makeba. Yep. Because those are the people that inspires me, that makes me actually do the music I do, because they are the ones singing in their languages, feeling very comfortable, and then yet having that thing of moving you as a listener, taking you only where music would take you. What I can basically say is that you only got one life, and unfortunately in this one life, you're blessed to be a musician, to be a mother, to be a friend, to be a sister, you've got only this one life. So what you need to do is just embrace it all. Make time for one another, make time for the music, make time for the kids, make time for yourself, and it's all just fall into place. Somehow we need to draw the line when it comes to me being the artist, and he being part of my band members. Sometimes I think he's forgetting his place, thinking like, I'm the man of the house, I'm still the head of the house, and I make decisions and stuff like that. But when it comes to the music scene, he is actually forgetting that once we enter the studio, I am the one that is like running the show. I need to make sure that my music really sounds the way I want it, and sometimes I think we will find difficulties in terms of telling him this is how I want it to sound like, and he'd be like, yeah, but I know best, I know what is that you, and I think the two of us, although we don't really connect when it comes to studio things, somehow we've managed to do one beautiful song together. That I was one day in the kitchen, he was playing the guitar, and on my way hanging the clothes, I had him playing the melody, and I came and said, can I interrupt? He's like, yeah. And I said, can you just hold that note from today, and you just keep repeating it, and from there on, and that is how Your Love Suddenly was made. And I think it's one of the songs that people also like from my album, My Serenity. But otherwise than that, if I tell my husband this is the idea that I'm having, he'd be like, wait for your producer, go work with somebody else, because it's going to be cat and mouse there. Yeah, but besides that, it's really fun having him around, because in a way I get back at him for some stuff that he's doing with me inside the house. So in the studio I'm the boss, so I do my thing. I make sure that he really pays for that. But I mean in a good way. But working with him is SUCKS. It's an everyday life thing. It's like you being the artist, you being, as I said, I being the voice of the voiceless. Sometimes you listen to a friend about the things people complain about. Sometimes you go into different suburbs just to see what is it that people are struggling with, what is it. And sometimes people don't know how to address these things. Sometimes it's just life experiences. It's an everyday thing that you see. Sometimes it's just my own personal experience. And I think through, that's how I am a songwriter, how I write songs. Yeah, I remember one day I think we had an acoustic set and we were performing at Mojo, so I think, and somehow I started forgetting. I was in the middle of the song. I just started the song and then I couldn't remember the lyrics. It was like, and I keep looking at the guy. I'm like, and he's expecting me to start singing. I'm like, what am I supposed to sing? And we both were like, and then everybody thought like maybe it's an instrumental song. Eventually they just laughing. But at the end of the day, we were just laughing about it. It was so funny. Yeah. That's a normal thing. I mean, you always are nervous, because you're not every day performing for the very same crowd that you have performed for the last time. There's always a new one, there's always new songs, there's always a new environment that you have to perform for. So I think it's just a normal thing. Everybody's just getting nervous, and I think it just gives you, it's just, how can I put it? It's more like you put yourself, your fragile stuff, your vulnerable stuff, stand there out there in front of the public to see, let them see the inside of you. And I think, and that's just one good thing that one should embrace being a musician. I think everybody's in the when I started my music way back, I didn't want it to sound like everybody. Everybody was telling me, why don't you just do it for the quick bucks? Why don't you just make a kwaito? Why don't you just make a damara punch? But that wasn't what makes me tick. I wanted to do something that makes me who I am, that would make me represent me. So when I started jazz and doing jazz back then, I stand out because I was different, and I wasn't doing a lot of cover versions. I mostly did my own music, and through that people started like talking about me, and they'd be like, "Is that artist that does Tamara jazz?" And I was like, "Come on, who does that? How do you tell Salif Keita you're doing Mali jazz? Or do you call Miriam Makeba she's doing Xhosa jazz?" Music is just a universal thing, and so I think with the local scene doing something different, it was back then. When we did music, I know that so many people didn't, although they liked it, didn't know it, they didn't understand it, they don't know even where it came from, and they were like, oh yeah, okay, it's nice, but back then till now, I think it has been improved. It has improved a whole lot more. People are more appreciative. They invite you even to go perform at the State House, and nice things are happening. So I think it's just one nice thing about performing and being you, representing what you believe in. And also back then when I started the music, it was more people performed live. Everything was live. You get the drummer, you get the basses, you get the guitarists, you get the vocalists, backing vocalists, and then you get a plug and play. Nowadays, there's just one thing that I dislike. It's just pretending, playing with a backtrack, and then having your voice already on it. I think that's like cheating. And somehow a popularity outweighs whereby people, because they don't understand how music should sound like when it's live and how music sounds like when it's pre-recorded. So I think you're actually cheating, and yeah, that's basically the change. Basically what I said is just the backtracking thing. Don't put your voices already on there, just sing and do it live. If you have a problem not getting a band, maybe sometimes I know it's very difficult to get a band out there and have a backing band for you, but if you have to go with a backtrack, please don't pre-record your voice. Sing and connect with your audience. I would like to be remembered as an artist that brings the difference to the music scene, that uses the voice, the music, the platform being given to her to address the voiceless, the things that we are facing as women, as Namibian people, as being an artist, being a mother, using your voice as how can I put it? It's more like I want to be remembered as such an artist that is bringing an impact, a difference to the society, that speaks up, that can change. I cannot, unfortunately, not change the mindset of the world, but I can maybe change one person at a time, helping you to get there. Sometimes we think that singing in English is an advantage. Perhaps maybe everybody understands it, but I mean, never forget your roots, never forget where you come from. Try to take along who you are. That will make you stand out, that makes you unique. But then again, if you're up and coming, believe in what you're doing. Try to write your ideas, because we've been listening to other people's ideas. We've been watching beat films. We've been watching other people's ideas and movies and things. What about yours? You are here for a reason, so start being creative. Do your own thing.